The summer of 2025 hasn't just been hot, it's been catastrophic. Across the country, record-shattering temperatures have become the new normal, pushing power grids to their limits and leaving millions sweltering in relentless heat. In Texas, the Guadalupe River became a deadly flood, swallowing homes and taking lives. What was once a place for summer fun vanished beneath muddy water. Cars floated, rooftops disappeared, and families lost everything in minutes, forced to flee with only what they could carry. Out west, California's wildfires have become megafires, erasing entire communities and turning the sky into a toxic orange haze. Florida, meanwhile, was hammered by back-to-back hurricanes, flattening neighborhoods and overwhelming the state's fragile infrastructure. This is America's new normal, disasters that are no longer rare but expected. Each season brings new threats, and the sense of safety is slipping away. The climate crisis isn't a distant worry. It's a daily reality for families, children, and entire towns who must now live with uncertainty and loss. Our leaders can ignore it, but the reality is impossible to escape. The evidence is everywhere, demanding action and accountability. The question is, what will we do about it? The choices we make now will shape the world for generations to come. So in the midst of this disaster movie reality, has Donald Trump, now back in the White House, finally accepted climate change? Imagine him surveying the wreckage, smoke in the air, and finally admitting, it's very wet, very hot, we're going to look at it very, very strongly. A dramatic pivot would dominate headlines and change the course of history. But has the relentless evidence finally changed his mind? The answer will shape not just policy, but the safety and future of every American. Before we answer, let's remember where he stood before all this. To understand today's climate debate, we have to look back. Few moments in history have seen science and politics collide as powerfully as now. Donald Trump's climate stance was one of denial, loud, unwavering, and conspiratorial. He didn't just question the science, he turned skepticism into a political weapon, rallying supporters around doubt. In 2012, he tweeted that global warming was a hoax by the Chinese. It was a headline-grabbing claim and a preview of battles to come. As president, Trump rolled back environmental regulations and pulled the U.S. out of the Paris Agreement, signaling a retreat from global cooperation. He mocked scientists, dismissed climate warnings, and treated science with contempt. The message, experts were not to be trusted. This wasn't just policy, it was a rejection of reality. The consequences are visible, unfolding in real time. But the planet doesn't care about politics. As storms and wildfires grow, the cost of denial is impossible to ignore. While denial echoed in Washington, the laws of physics marched on. The disasters we're seeing, floods, fires, hurricanes, are the predictable results of a warming world. Texas's flood was supercharged by climate change. California's forests, dried by heat, became tinderboxes for megafires. Florida's hurricanes grew stronger over hotter oceans, pushing destruction further inland. These aren't isolated tragedies. They're symptoms of a system in crisis. Scientists warned us. More intense floods, longer droughts, bigger storms. Now the new normal is a hostile climate and dangerous homes. The question isn't if this is happening, it's why our leaders pretend it isn't. The bill for decades of inaction is coming due. Will we finally face it? Has Trump changed his mind? The answer is a resounding no. Instead, he's doubled down, banning federal tax credits for wind and solar, and pushing the big ugly bill to gut renewables. While the world races toward clean energy, his administration bets on fossil fuels, reopening coal mining on public lands. The Department of Energy now prioritizes fossil fuel development above all else. It's not just ignoring the problem, it's making it worse. To hide the damage, his administration shut down critical climate data sites like NOAA's climate.gov. Budget cuts hit the National Weather Service and FEMA, slashing the very tools we need to survive. This is a betrayal of public trust and a war on the future. The crisis is being fueled from the top. What do these policies mean for Americans? Less warning, less preparation, and more vulnerability when disaster strikes. Cutting funding for weather services and FEMA means slower responses and more lives at risk. The result? More homes lost, more businesses destroyed, and a new wave of climate refugees, families fleeing fire and flood, not war. The winners? Fossil fuel executives and lobbyists, rewarded for their loyalty. The losers? Everyone else, especially those on the front lines. Shutting down climate data blinds scientists, farmers, and the public. But reality can't be deleted. Disasters will keep coming. The world is moving forward, but America is running backward. As nations everywhere embrace the future, the U.S. seems stuck in the past, clinging to outdated ideas and industries, while others surge ahead. While Trump champions coal and doubles down on fossil fuels, Europe is expanding carbon taxes, investing in clean energy, and reaping the benefits of a greener economy. Meanwhile, China is dominating the solar industry, building massive solar farms and leading the world in renewable technology. Even African nations, often overlooked in global innovation, are building climate-smart cities from the ground up, leapfrogging old infrastructure and embracing sustainable solutions for the future. The clean energy transition is the economic opportunity of the century. Millions of new jobs, technological innovation, and long-term stability. Countries investing in renewables are seeing their economies grow, their air get cleaner, and their people thrive. By rejecting this transition, we're ceding global leadership and turning ourselves into a museum of obsolete technology, watching as others pass us by and our own industries become relics of a bygone era. Thankfully, not all hope is lost. Some states are pushing ahead. Connecticut, the Northeast's regional greenhouse gas initiative, and a new generation of Americans are rising up, demanding bold action and a sustainable future. We stand at a crossroads. One path leads to denial and disaster, the other to innovation and resilience. The decisions we make now will shape our destiny for generations. The choice is clear, between a habitable, thriving future and an unlivable world plagued by storms, floods, and chaos. Our actions today will determine which future becomes reality. We must demand leaders who tell the truth, who defend our future, and who act with urgency. The stakes are irreversible. The clock is ticking, and every moment counts. The world won't wait for us to catch up. Progress is happening, with or without us. Will we act and lead, or be left behind as the world moves on? The decision is ours, and the time to choose is now.